the youth really are the next generation of the church.
Well, hello, and welcome to this episode of Keeping Up with the Youtherans, where we ask the youth why they want to be a part of this wild adventure we call church. And today I'm with Hannah. Hannah, will you introduce yourself and tell everybody about you?
Hi, my name's Hannah. I am the president of the Lutheran Youth Board, and I am from Greensboro, North Carolina. My home church is First Lutheran.
Great. And Hannah, will you tell us one word you'd use to describe your experience of church as you've grown up?
Yeah, I would say my church was always very welcoming. We are a reconciling in Christ congregation, so our motto has always been all means all. We've always just welcomed anyone who wants to come into our church, and that's really reflected in my experience.
So, when did your church start to feel like it was your church and not something your family took you to?
Yeah, so my actually growing up, my mom was the head of our youth program, so I definitely was thrown into activities and voluntold to do things a lot. But
Yeah.
I think kind of when I reached high school, I realized that I actually enjoyed going to church. And it just was something that I looked forward to every week, seeing my friends and these people who like had become part of my family. And actually recently, my dad got really sick, and it just made me realize how much I depended on my church community and how much I depended on God. And it just made me realize that I was doing this for me. Even if I had been for a while, it just kind of made me realize it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm really glad your church showed up for you and that your faith was something that could be there for you when your dad was sick. That's really incredible. What do you like about, like, I know you said it was welcoming, but what do you like about your church in particular?
Yeah, I love just our community. So we I go to the contemporary service, and people will come in the morning with their coffee, and everyone's hugging, and it's just so much fun. And I have these people that have basically become my grandparents. Like I see them every week, and I just love how I feel so comfortable in my church community and how it's really given me a space to have these adults who aren't my parents to
Mm.
kind of be there for me, and really just ask about my life and help answer questions and just be there and make it a great safe space for me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you found your safe space, and having other safe adults is so important, and I'm really glad you've had that. What do you think is something churches often misunderstand about our young people in faith communities?
I think something that's misunderstood is just when people underestimate the youth and the young people. They're there, they're wanting to help, well, they're wanting to lead, and I think it's often looked past, and people just think that they're being brought by their parents, but the youth really are the next generation of the church. And so when people underestimate them, they're really pushing down all the accomplishments and all the leadership potential that they have.
Mm. Have you ever felt that way?
I have felt that way. Sometimes I don't think anybody does it on purpose. I really don't. I just think that um, the youth in our congregations, they have such big ideas and such new ideas. And many churches have been the same ways for a really long time. And it's not that they're bad things that are happening, but there are some new ideas that the young people have, ways to help, ways to improve, ways to lead. And I think that that can be looked past a lot of times because people will just be like, oh, you're too young, like you don't understand yet. But the truth is, we do understand and we do have ideas and ways to help, and we just need to be listened to.
Yeah. Well, I would listen to you over most of the older people I know
Thanks,
anything.
Cassie.
Yeah, you've got some hot takes, I think. And yeah, I think you've done some really good work in leadership. Like, we're planning like a 400 person event, and you're more on
Yeah,
top of
I
it than
mean,
me
the
half the
youth are the
time.
leaders, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. So here's our like $1 million
All right,
core podcast question
I'm
here.
ready.
So I go to churches all the time, And some of them are like yours and they've got multiple services and lots of young people, but a lot of them are not.
Mhm.
And so they're asking where are the young people and how do we keep them? What's your answer to that?
I mean, the young people are there. I mean, they're right there. You don't even have to look for them sometimes. They're in your community, they're in your church. An event like LYO, I think, really shows us that. I mean, we have hundreds of kids come in, and I mean, it's led by kids. The band is kids. I mean, the young people are there. We even have the YARPs, right? We have the young people come back after they've aged out of our program. And I just think that it really shows how the young people are there and they want to help, they want to lead. And to keep them, you have to listen to them. I mean, it kind of goes back to just the idea of that they're not being listened to, that they're kind of being pushed aside and told that you're too young to have these ideas, you're too young to want to lead. And in the end, like the youth, they're our next generation, they're our future, and we need to listen to them. And that's the way that we're going to keep the youth in the church. I mean, we need them. And yeah, the youth are there. They're right there.
So you're about to graduate and
I
you're going to go to
am.
college, and
Yes.
college is when we find in the church that a lot of people like start to move away and don't come back. What's your plan? Are you planning anything as you go into this next
Yeah.
chapter?
Yeah. I've been going on college tours and talking to people, and one thing that's really big for me is finding maybe not a church in a new area, but also just maybe like a little community in a college. They have the campus ministries. Maybe there's a club somewhere that I can join. And one thing that I'm doing personally to help is I'm on your team for the youth gathering
Yes,
in
you
Minnesota.
are.
And I think that that's a really great way to stay connected, even if I don't have time to go to church when I'm in college. You know, I'm studying, being studious and smart. But I think that having something to keep me connected to our synod and to the Lutheran Church really will just help me to, I guess, stay connected and keep working in my faith. And then I can find a church wherever I go next.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a good plan to me, like way more thought out than my college
Yeah,
plan. So you're
I have the
clearly,
next 10 years of my life already planned. Don't worry.
well, I'm glad you do. I have no plans. So I'm just trying to keep going over here. So you've got a platform and you've got an audience. Is there anything you want to say to the whole church while you're here?
I guess I'm just gonna keep pushing in my thought of you got to listen to the young people and you got to welcome in the new ideas. I mean, not all new ideas are bad ideas, I guess.
Yeah, can I bring you to all my meetings?
Absolutely. I'd be welcome to go on a tour of the country with you.
Oh, that sounds great. That's our follow-up plan for the podcast
Oh,
is that
great.
you and I go on a world tour and
Perfect.
fix the church, right?
Sounds great.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for telling us about your experience in the church and kind of your hot takes for the other people trying to figure it out for our young people.
Thanks so much for having me. I had fun.
You did great. Thank you.